made tea for the first time in a while. Cheers. It's that, you can't really see, it's that red one though. It's like pomegranate, but it's so strong. I don't really like it. But it's kind of nostalgic at the same time. Every time that I wanted a tea that I actually like, I ended up with that one. It's almost, it's not the hatred of it, but it's the fact that I kept getting it all the time makes me like really miss that feeling of that tea. Rose-colored lenses, you have to say. So, number 4, I'm moving my, I can't handle the fact that the markers are over here. I'm left-handed and I start on the left side. Why would the markers be over here? Makes no sense. And plus every time I start the little mini whiteboard for behind the scenes, hey mom, rant, whatever, it's always, I go over here, see it, I need to erase it on this side, then go back over here, right? It's just too much. It's just too much. So, number 4, I'm gonna get the notes out, is not wanting to settle. And then we'll also do the conclusion, or the beginning, after that. So, I wrote down some good stuff actually. Last night, whenever you're caught in an awkward situation, just start writing the notes. It's a perfect plan. Just go on your phone, start writing stuff for the speech. Here we go. Life has this funny way of interposing between our passions and our reality. Alright? Interposes. P-A-S-V-S. Real. Passions versus life. There's this funny way of interposing between our passions and our reality, right? On one hand, we have our passions, and that's the fighter, right? This is the one that's not going to stop. We're about to go out, all out. I haven't really thought about what to say, but the idea is to get hyped, right? The one's going to push through no matter what, right? You keep grinding. You keep doing stuff, right? This is the passion fighter. And then reality. And then there's reality. That's all I really need to say about that for you to understand what I'm talking about. Reality and passion. And we're always somehow stuck in between. Now, we usually want them to be aligned, connected together, right? But it's not the case. Things like social expectations push us away from our passions. Showing us that pushes us away from our passions, right? And the more that we go towards our passions, the more we stray away from the reality sense, right? Think of things like the reality is our social expectations are that you need to be doing well. I haven't really thought about the social expectations ones. You need to be, you need to be doing well. You need to be doing good. If you're not doing good, that's bad and you're a failure. If you're a man, you need to, there's not that many social expectations actually put on us, funny enough. 1 second. me to be a projector, right? As a woman, I'm not gonna start. I'm not gonna start. As an alleyway, I don't even want to dip my toe into when it comes into social expectations. I'm not gonna try. As a brown person, as a black or brown person, we need a code switch. We need to code switch. Yeah, there's so much space over here on this side, just didn't use. Code switch. And this is only a small example of the many, many thousands of millions of quadrillions of social expectations that are put on us every day that drives us away from our passions. And so, ultimately, drives us away from our passions. In the 90s, where I'm guessing most of you all were born because you're old, right? There was a sudden surge of this work-life balance, right? The nuance that exists between your 9 to 5 and everything you do afterwards. But I'm not going to approach that. Instead, let's talk about your work-passion balance. So, 90s, work, life. Talk, ABT. God, it's so tiny down here. Work, passion. And your work-passion balance should be as follows. Your work, if it's not your passion already, should be nothing but work. It should be nothing but what pays the rent, what gets you to eat, what gets you to sleep, and everything else should be towards your passions. Now, of course, there's a lot that's mixed in there. I'm very generalizing. Of course, you have to brush your teeth. It's not exactly working, it's not exactly following your passions, but that exists, right? You need to use the restroom, you need to feed your pet, things like that. But at the same time, I don't like where I'm going with this. The work-passion balance. And societally, our work-passion balance is very lopsided. Hey Google, volume 30%. Switch it slows on. Hey Google, skip. Tastes so bad, but I love it so much that it tastes so bad. Our work-passion balance it's lopsided, right? We tend to use work as our life. Work, passion, balance. Let's go back to not wanting to settle. And so when I say, talk about our work, passion, balance. Our work, passion, balance is and how that fits into not wanting to settle. I'm close, but I feel like there's an extra step I'm missing into that connection, because the next topic is fear, right? Talking about fear and what it really is, fear, right? That stops you from your passion. Well, let's just try that then. How about that? It's our work-passion balance is lopsided. It's lopsided, and societally it's really lopsided because of one reason. One sole thing that has prevented us from turning over the tide into passion work balance instead of our work passion balance. And that is, maybe make them guess it, fear. Fear is what motivates us and what demotivates us. Fear is what stops us from doing the things we want, but is also you gotta calm down. Fear is doing the things that we want. He actually decided to walk away. He hears me say that so much, I'm sure that he's like, that means something, I gotta move. Stop licking yourself profusely. Stop. Stop. I'm gonna get him to stop, because what he does, I'm gonna tell you right now, he eats food and then licks himself over and over and over again, and then what happens is he throws up because he just has a whole bunch of his own hair in his mouth mixed with food. It doesn't really go down well. So, fear. Fear is what motivates and demotivates us. Fear, I like that one. Demotivates us. Fear prevents us from doing what we want, and also gives us that pettiness to do it no matter what. Fear is the reason why we don't chase our passions. Fear is why we don't chase our passions. And yet, fear is exactly why we should stop trying. Fear is exactly how we prevent our life and our passions from being separated. You shouldn't be scared that these things might not work out, your passions may not come true. You should be scared that, not that they do, you should be scared that you never even get the chance. There's something there. There should be something there. Fear is why we chase our passions, yet fear, what I just say, is exactly why. Fear is why we don't chase our passions, yet fear is exactly why we need to. Our reality and social expectations that are put on us in this world, they're always going to be there. They're always going to try to push us away from our passions. That's just the truth. There's no stopping it, there's no avoiding it, but instead of being afraid to venture out, be afraid that you'll never get that opportunity. You need that fear to push yourself towards passion. Okay, I'm getting there. Exactly why we need to. Okay, so I'm going to take reality and social expectations, always there. Or they're always going to be there, no matter what. It's always going to push us, push away, push from our passions. Don't let fear be the reason that you never go towards your passions, but let fear be the reason that you go towards your passions. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. I have it. Because I'm going to end it on 4 quote paradigm. Getting it is a paradigm. Fear is what stops us from chasing our passions, yet fear is what strives us to never settle. At the same time, getting it is a wait, I think that was it. Wait. Let me say it again. Let me see if I can work out the kinks for it, because that was good. Fear is what stops us. Okay, here we go. Reality and social expectations are always going to be there. And they're always going to push us away from our passions. Fear we think of fear as never. Okay. I'll make sure the sentences sound good. Okay, here we go. Fear is why we don't chase our passions, yet fear is exactly why we need to. Our reality and social expectations are always going to be there. They're always going to push us away from our passions. And fear is naturally going to prevent us from going towards those passions. But fear is exactly why we cannot settle. It's exactly why you cannot settle. Getting it is a paradigm. I need water or something. My voice is dry, but that was clean. Okay, wait, let me get some water. I'm not gonna lie, I hit that one right there. I mean, obviously it's a little rusty because I'm still thinking of what to say. Here we go. One more time. I'll have the fridge open on me. We'll start with, and the reason we call it a work-passion balance, not a passion-work balance, the reason why it's so lopsided is because of one thing. What do you think? It's one word. Fear. Fear is what motivates us to do things at the same time it demotivates us. Fear is what prevents us from striving towards those goals. And at the same time, it's the pettiness that we have, that we will finish those goals no matter what. Fear is why we don't chase our passions, and yet fear is exactly why we need to. Reality and social expectations, they'll always exist. They'll always try to push us away from our passions, and with that exists fear. No, come on, don't mess me up. With that exists fear. Exists this fear of, no, come on. And with that exists fear. The fear that we'll never be able to reach our passions. And yet, I already used and yet, I'm gonna use it for this last one. And yet, fear is exactly, and yet fear is why we can never strive exactly what we, come on. And yet fear is what strives us. And yet fear is what strives you to never settle. And for you to never settle. Getting it is a paradigm. And then, conclusion. Okay. I'll just work on it. I mean, obviously, the more I practice the speech, the more fluid it'll be. But I think all the blueprints are right there. Yet, fear is what strives you to never settle. And I'll do, and you to never settle, you to never settle, and you, etc. Alright. Whew. That was a lot for 4. Well, it was a new one, so it was going to be a little difficult to get there, but we got it. Alright. Let's go back now to, what are you up to now, Captain Crunch? You know what he's up to now? He wants to be pet. Yeah, I can already tell. Don't go for the food again, man. Okay, good. Maybe he needs to use the bathroom. I don't really know. I used to know my cat, and I don't even know him anymore. So, going from this to the beginning. Begin. I always spell begin. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Beginning. I might take away my teacher's license. That's so bad. I struggled on writing beginning. I still think I spelled it wrong. Whatever. It's not about teaching English. It should always be about teaching English. But it's not about it right now. Ow. But let's do this bad boy. We're gonna start, and there we have it. I broke down, and there we have it. If I were to break getting it into 4 parts, it is, and we'll do all 4 quotes. Remind me the first one. Do I still need to do the first one? I thought I got it. I feel like I had it 2 different times, and they were different, and then I stopped it. Oh, it's the one about myths. I didn't finish it yet. Getting it is, because number 1 is the fact, the myth of legacy. Getting it is living here, not, come on. Getting it is doing what you want now. No matter what. No matter what. Ooh. Getting it is doing what you want. I don't like the wording, doing what you want, but it's right there. I'm gonna actually save that for one because that's really good. Getting it is something no matter what. It's being in the here and now. It's basically, I'm saying, a synonym of doing what you want. Where's one? Getting it is, one second. Getting it doesn't lead to an easy life. 3, getting it is not a stepping stone of understanding, but rather a shift into a new way of thinking. And 4, getting it is a paradigm. From there, I'll recap the warnings. Warnings recap. I like adding the idea of the warnings recap with a twist. So let's just go through them again. Number 1 was that, let's just do number 1 is that, this is still relatively new to all of us, to me especially. There is nothing but this speech when it comes to it that's going to resemble what getting it means. And if you don't believe that, I think there's a beauty in the idea that there is next to no research or videos or articles about getting it, right? Getting it is not something you understand, right? But instead something you get, you obtain, you hold on to. So, 1, beauty in not being publicly known. 2 was 3 was subjective. 2 was I already know if you're able to get it. And the sentence still applies. I really still don't know if you're able to get it or obtain it or lose it, any of those, right? But with this speech, this is going to be the beginning. So maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow, but at some point you'll think back on what getting it is, or what getting it means to you and to others, and you'll get it. Look back and realize, I get it. Realize, I get it. And then finally 3. Still, this is all subjective, right? I use the expression grain of salt, but please take it with as many or as little criticisms as you have, right? The entire idea of this is really for me to be a better speaker, and I like speaking about stuff that I feel passionate about. So if you disagree, disagree. If you agree, you agree. But at the end of the day, it's subjective. Alright, point is to be a speaker. It's not to die on the hill of making sure everybody gets it, and if no one does, they're all idiots. Seems pointless. Finally, we'll end with a Savan Solanki quote. Everything is valuable only in two situations: before getting it and after losing it. In between, we don't realize the value of anything. Thank you. Savan Solanki. Everything is valuable. That's how, because I lost it last time. I wrote the acronyms for Savan. It's SS. It's fucking stupid. Everything is valuable. Once I start those three lines, perfect. And then, of course, thank you. Thank yous. Grab the roses in between my teeth. Take a bow. Kiss a few ladies. Babies. I don't know what people do when they stop. Yeah, that should be all for the speech. I'm gonna take a picture of this. But oh no, there's not. Well, I should say there's not, because there's some still stuff I need to do. But there's this right here. I am gonna actually take a picture. I'm just gonna see the back of my head when I take a picture. Alright. Because there's still some more. I do have a list of the stuff. Well, that's an old list. Hello? There we go. Brain aneurysm research. Remember the definition, how it works, and most common. The myth of legacy quote. I'm close. I'm really close to it. 9 celebrities from 2029. The average convenient life. Getting 2 different research articles. I don't think there's anything here that I need to. I mean, I could do some research in the 90s when the idea of the work-life balance starts, but I guess I'll just be generic about it. It's going to be a long enough speech anyway. Am I missing anything? Savan Solanki. I don't know, stomp your foot or something. And I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Should I have a big whiteboard again? I feel like I always have a big whiteboard. Oh, the paradigms. Paradigms. Well, there's 2 different props, or 2 different secret sauce elements I could include. So there is the butterfly one, and there is the pair of dimes. But I like the idea of having 2 giant pair of dimes, and then the butterfly thing we could keep for other people. And then I'll just work with the I'm thinking like adding all 4 quotes to either side. You cut it into 4s afterwards. You can keep like a slice. And the butterfly ones would like, it could have I don't even know how to get a butterfly, a little like mini thing, but like a thing for the Savan Solanki quote like within there. There's ideas in this. Let's say this is going to be for everyone, and then this is going to be for it's going to have all 4 quotes. All 4 quotes and titles. I mean, it's all 4 titles and quotes, but you get what I'm saying. And that on the back, you could do 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. Hold them both up. so you can see it all. Make it very clear. They can take a picture if they want to. This is perfect. I like that idea actually a lot, because I think a big part of speakers, whenever they do speeches, is that they say so much in an hour and there's nothing written down, so you kind of forgot what happened, not at the beginning, but second from the beginning. So to break it down to 4 simple points, which I've been trying to do, and the 4 quotes, give them the butterfly thing, which would have the Salon Solanke quote on there. Where's a pen? Yeah, you know, I just moved the pen. Isn't that crazy? All right. Everyone, it's going to be, I know, I keep doing the acronyms, the SOV-SOL, whoa, on all little butterflies. Getting it, everything is valuable at 2 points in life. Getting it and losing it, I'm butchering it. Everything is valuable only in 2 situations: before getting it and after losing it. In between, we don't realize the value of anything. It's a perfect way to end it. And speaking of ending it, I need to let me write down actually on this piece of paper before I forget. My brain is all over right now. I don't know what it was. Like a mood dropped for me, and on top of it, like it feels like the ADHD is hitting its peak of like can't focus on anything. There's way too much for all. Mini butterflies. Mini butterflies. And then also the white poster board. Well, I'm thinking white board for 2 dimes. What I'm thinking actually is, because they're 2 circles, I just cut them both out, and then what I'll do is take all the little extra parts and either like stick a little butterfly picture quote on the back, or try to like draw butterflies. Maybe butterflies are really easy. Aren't they like, am I crazy? Aren't they bees? Is that not kind of a butterfly? That's a funny butterfly. It might be maybe more sentimental if it's actually hand drawn. So you could try that. But that's what I got. I got the picture. I'm gonna do the rest of the stuff. Probably do one last. We'll do 2 last ones. One last one will be the first of the last ones will be about getting all that extra stuff on that piece of paper, and then the last one will just be me retrying the speech over and over again, perfecting it. And ideally, speech coming out pretty soon. So I already have the remote. I don't need to go back here.